Because remember back then, there's not equipment. No equipment. We just bare knuckled, bare feet, and had a blast.
You wouldn't punch the head though, would you? Would you punch the
head? Heck yeah.
Hey gang, check out this interview I did with the legend Bill Superfoot Wallace. This guy pioneered kickboxing in the US. He created the Superfoot System. He was an undefeated kickboxer, 23-0. I'm telling you, this is an amazing interview about kickboxing and the history of kickboxing. Check it out here.
We'd always wonder, because we all took karate, just like you took. A lot of us took it for, I didn't, but a lot of us took it for self-defense.
Right.
And we do it, and the instructor the whole time says, this will kill somebody. This will kill somebody. And then all of a sudden you go, wow, you feel like you're pretty tough. These kicking techniques, you hit the bag and you knock the bag over, or you'll kick somebody else and you'll fall down. You know, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I mean, when I did the exhibition match with Joe, I hit Joe with probably the best hook kick I've ever thrown in my life.
You thought it killed him?
I did. I said, oh shit, I've just killed Joe Louis. He backed up and goes, ow. And that was it. And I go, just kidding. Didn't mean a word of it. Because, wow, I mean, think about it. You hit somebody with the best shot you've ever thrown, and absolutely nothing happens.
Incredible. So let's go back. And those listening, Joe Louis is Lewis.
Yes.
Not Joe Louis.
Not the boxer.
Not the boxer. You guys are in the military. We appreciate your service, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
My father's a veteran as well. And,
good.
We appreciate it.
Tell your father, thank you.
Yes. He was in the Army, and you were in the Air Force.
Army. He's a grunt. we gave good rides.
Right, I know you did, yeah. But you learned karate in Okinawa.
Yes, sir.
And that's called the birthplace of karate, right?
People don't realize this, but Joe was a Marine. I was in the Air Force. And he was outside Naha, the city, and I was basically right almost there in Kadena Air Base. And I was playing judo at the time. And I'm working out, and remember this, a big man, a good big man will always beat a good little man. Well, I'm working out with a guy, at the time I'm maybe 130, 135 pounds. And I'm working out with a guy about 190, maybe 200. So we're working on throwing techniques. So I come in for a throw called a Seotoshi, which is a body drop. He steps over my leg to counter me. So I step through his legs with a throw called a Uechigari, which is a trip. He just collapsed and fell on my right knee toward the medial collateral ligament. So I go, shit, pardon my expression. And they take me to the infirmary, and I lay there, and the doctor says, we want to go in and see what it looks like under there, because there was no such thing as arthroscopic surgery at the time, or MRIs. I said, what do you mean you want to go in there and check it? Well, you want to cut you open and look at the ligaments. And I said, what are the chances of it being normal if you don't operate? 50-50. What are the chances of it being normal if you do operate? 50-50. Thanks, doc.
I'm not operating.
Yeah, you're not operating. Put it in the cast and let me go. So he puts it in the cast, let me go. And he says, take it easy for 3 or 4 or 5 months, and we'll see what happens, at that time. So I'm in the barracks, all forlorn, and what am I going to do now? And a friend comes and says, hey, there's a karate school downtown. Let's go check it out. Fine. I'm on crutches and crutches in my cast. So we go down to this karate school. I don't notice the name of it or anything else. So we're sitting on these benches, and the guy goes, you want to do karate? What? He says, you want to do karate? And I turn to my friend. He says, do you want to do karate? I said, it looks kind of fun. He says, you stand up. I said,
I can't.
I'm in the cast, I can't. He says, no problem, you stand up. So I stand up. He said, with the yokogeri. Okay. What's yokogeri? Side kick. A side kick. We do a side kicker. Because remember, this is 1965. So their English wasn't superb.
Right.
So it shows me how to do the side kick. So I did about this high. About 15,000 of them, matter of fact. And I go, whoa, okay. He said, very, very good.
So you win every day?
Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah. See, because when you're in the service, your father told you this, you got your regular 8 to 5 job primarily, just like everybody else does. But you're on a base. So you have to find something to do when you get off work. Go drinking, go gambling, go carousing, whatever the case will be, right? Well, I'm in Okinawa. I don't speak Japanese, and I don't drink, and I don't smoke. So it's like,
what are you going to do, right?
Yeah. So I go across to the men's gym, and I said, hey, anybody wrestle here? I'll wrestle you. So a guy takes his little white top off, and I wrestle him. Take him down a couple times, put it on his back a couple times. He says, yeah. So puts the white coat on. So I put the little white coat, I'm flying all over the place, right? So you find something to do other than just starting something new. And mine was sports. Wrestling turned into judo.
Right. And
we won the second Air Force team championship that year.
Oh, nice.
Well, a lot of it was because of my wrestling ability. Because, I didn't know that much about throwing. But when you came in for a throw, I was still quick enough that I could drop down, take you down, put you on your back, which is osaikomi.
Yeah.
Which is nagawaza, which is hold downs.
You picked that up naturally. Yeah. So, and that judo led to the karate.
Yeah, because of the knee.
Because of the knee.
And next weekend comes by, the next couple of days go by, and he does, do Mawashigiri. Okay. Just learn what yogi is. What's the Mawashigiri? Roundhouse kicker. Roundhouse kicker. So I did 14,000 of those things. A couple months go by. I get my leg out of a cast. And I said, I want to, it sounds fine. Better than go out drinking. The boys are not drinking. So I go to class and start moving into techniques. Then the sensei says, we do kumite. What's kumite? We fight. Oh, time out.
I don't want to do this.
No. I said, excuse me, but I'm in the United States Air Force. And every technique you've taught us so far, you can kill somebody with that technique. Number one, I don't want to kill you or any of these guys. More importantly, I don't want to get killed. The United States government's not going to like that. Because I belong to the United States government. Right. Oh, no, Mr. Wallace. No. We practice kimi. What's kimi? Focus. Control. Oh, okay. So one of those type things.
Yeah, pull it back. Don't thrust through it. Yeah.
So I said, okay. So I started sparring. And I'm feeling pretty good because of the wrestling background, the judo background, right? All of a sudden I'm sparring with, I think, Sandans or Nidans or Shodan or whatever.
A black belt.
Yeah, black belt. And I throw a side kick, and he turns. So I brought the heel, I hit him in the solar plexus with the heel, and he drops. I go, because one day you don't do is you don't hit the instructor.
Yeah.
So I'm standing like this, waiting to die. And he says, what you do? What you do? And I went, what do you do? I said, well, I threw Yokogiri. You backed up, so I just brought the heel around to basically save my own life. He says, Ura Mawashigiri. What? Ura Mawashigiri. Ura is reverse. Mawashigiri is roundhouse kick. So we have the side kick, Yokogiri, roundhouse kick, Mawashigiri, and hook kick, Ura Mawashigiri. And that's what I came back to the States with. And a back fist.
Well, let me ask you, hook kick is normally to the head when you think about it, but you hit the guy in the body.
Yes.
I mean, it still works. So
the heel.
Goodness.
People don't realize this, but the heel is the hardest part of your entire body.
Oh.
People say your head's hard. Well, run to that wall with your head and see what happens.
I don't do that.
Exactly. But the heel is hard.
Yeah.
And especially to a soft area.
Right.
Like the solar plexus, the ribs or whatever it is. Maybe not to the arm or something like that, but even to the arm, you can cause a hard bruise.
It's an underutilized move, I think.
And when I was sparring, I would throw the side kick, but I'd throw it out here. So what do? You reach for it.
Yeah.
Then bring the hook kick around.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or throw it out there, bring it back, and stick the side kick underneath for the side kick.
I love it.
It's just, I never wanted to get close enough to punch. I just was never comfortable with that. I like this distance.
Yeah.
Because you can't hit me from there.
Okay, so let me ask you now. You come back to America, you do karate tournaments, and you say, does this...
No. I come back to America. I'm at Norton Air Force Base. A friend tells me, you do karate, right? I says, yeah. He says, well, there's a karate school downtown, San Bernardino, Shorin-ryu.
Japanese.
Okinawa. I go down there because I have a car. It's Shorin School of Karate. So I meet Mickey Janeka and George Torwood. I start training with them. Just, smart because in Okinawa, there were no karate tournaments.
Right.
65. So 66, we come back, and I'm working out there, and 67 kind of rolls around. And hey, there's a karate tournament in Santa Ana. You want to go? What's a karate tournament? You don't know what a karate tournament is? We didn't have any of those in Okinawa. We sparred, we kuite, but there was no tournaments. There's no other schools around. He said, yeah, well, they have a tournament. They have this big place here, and they have forms. You do kata. You do weapons. And we spar. And I said, okay. We're going to go. A bunch of us are going to go to the tournament. Would you like to go? I said, sure. Are we going to fight? Yeah, if you want to. I said, okay. Again, I got to worry about the United States Air Force because I can't get hurt. Right. So I'm there, and I basically to clear everything up. I was only a brown belt when I started there because remember my knee was screwed up. I couldn't do anything, so I wasn't able to test for a black belt.
So you earned brown belt in Japan?
Yeah. No, in Okinawa.
Okinawa, yes, sorry.
According to the Okinawans, it's Okinawa.
You're right.
Japanese owned it for a while, but anyway. So I go to the tournament. I take first place in my division. Again, I think because of my timing and the distancing from the wrestling and the judo. And I fight for the grand champion brown belt division. Now, people that lived in California were used to a guy named Jim Bottoms, who was the heavyweight brown belt champion. Every day he'd won everything. So we fight. He beats me by 1 point in overtime. And when they promoted him to the grand championship belt, they gave him also his black belt. So that was, I guess, and wow, that's good. And he congratulated me for doing a great job. So we became friends and fought in one other tournament. Chuck Norris had a tournament in Las Vegas. I took third place in that. So, and I came back to the state, back home to Indiana, thinking my martial arts career is done. My dad wants me to be a school teacher. So I'm going to be a school teacher. I go to college, Ball State University, Muncie, Indiana. And I'm in the men's gym just working out. Guy says, you do martial arts? I said, yeah. What do you do? I said, well, I played judo for a while, then did Shorin karate. I do Ishinru. So we shake hands, talk a little bit. He said, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I said, no plans other than studying. He says, well, we're having a little get together in Indianapolis, 60 miles away. Bunch of guys get together, called a Shia. Everybody get together and spar around, having a good time. Oh, fine. So he gives me the directions. So I drive down there Saturday morning. I meet Glenn Keeney, Jerry Brown, Parker Shelton, Bob Bowles, 3 or 4 other guys that were the namesakes of Midwest karate. So we start sparring. We start probably 11 o'clock in the morning, stopped about 6 or 7 o'clock that night, nonstop.
Wow.
We didn't break for lunch or dinner.
Whole day,
just beating the shit out of each other. Because remember back then, it was not equipment, no equipment. We just bare knuckled, bare feet, and had a blast.
You wouldn't punch the head though, would you? Would you punch?
Heck yeah!
Yeah.
We would apologize, but we didn't mean it. Yeah. But yeah, we punched the head, man. Wow. Nobody got hurt. Wow. We had, had really good. You'd hit them, you might get a blade lip, but nothing hard. And became friends. Became great friends with Glenn Keeney. Became good friends with Bob Bowles, Parker Shelton, and started going to tournaments together. And had a blast. And did probably the best 4 years I ever had in my life.
Wow. Okay, so we're almost to full contact karate. How did we get from
1974.
74, full contact karate.
Joe Louis at that time was the baddest dude in the world. But there's certain times you'd watch him spar, you'd watch him fight. He'd hit you. Good, he'd hit you. But it's like, you can see in his mind, it says, could have really hurt him.
Mm.
The side kick. Yeah. Could I really put him through the wall? We don't know. Because you always controlled it. You know, even though you wanted to go hard, hit the back hard.
So Joe was questioning whether the move.
Well, he was asking himself and us.
Yeah.
And that part, don't take this out of context. Does this shit work?
Right.
Well, no, I mean, you don't know. Because, you know, you beat on a Makiwara for months and months and months. And you throw the psyche, you throw it against the mirror.
Right.
And you say, will it work? I don't know. Because we never thrown it hard. And I think what Joe's problem was at the start of it, being as strong as powerful he was, he didn't want to put you through the wall. Because number one, you get disqualified.
Right.
And number two, the way he threw it, he could kill somebody, literally kill somebody. So we just had the U.S. Championships in Dallas, Texas. I fought Skipper Mullins. I got lucky in one, so I won the national championship. I'm in Indianapolis. I get this phone call from Mike Anderson. Mike says, Bill, we're going to start a United States team. We're going to go over to Europe and fight the Europeans. Sounds good to me, Mike. I'll be the middleweight, no problem. He says, Bill, you don't understand. I said, sure. We're going to go over to Europe, fight the Europeans, spar, move around, and fight. Bill, you don't understand. This is to the knockout. It's full contact karate. Not kickboxing yet, but full contact karate. And I sit there for a minute and I go, Mike, you guys have a wonderful time. Well, right, I'm 160 pounds. Who am I going to hurt? Especially since 1966, controlling everything you threw. I never boxed. I never did that stuff. Never want to hit anybody hard. So we're always in the process of controlling. I just barely touch your shirt. Bam. And if you say hit it hard, I still won't be able to.
Right.
Because still in the back of your mind, you're thinking of control. So, and Joe gets on the phone. You're going to do it. Now, people don't realize Joe Louis and I are from the same system. He was in Okinawa a year and a half before I was. Same school, Eizo Shimabuku.
Wow. Is that school still there today?
No.
They
tore it down. It's called a Budokan now.
Okay.
It's one large building. You'll rent it for the first, let's say Monday and Thursday. You rent it for 2 hours.
I gotcha. Okay.
Then somebody else rents it after that. So it's all gone.
Like a rec center.
Yeah, exactly.
Something.
So Joe goes, you're going to do it, Wallace. I said, no, I don't want to do it. Now I'm going to be a school teacher. You're going to do it. I said you're going to do it. I'm your senior. Which ruins everything.
Which means you need to follow the directions,
yes,
right?
It does. Yep.
Because he's your senior in rank.
Yep.
Over you.
Traditional. And I went, okay, I'll try it. So I said, God, I'm going to teach school. What is it? About 20 minutes later, I get a phone call from Red West. Hello? Hey, Bill, how you doing? I said, well, I'm fine, Red. How are you doing? He says, just a minute. Some guy named EP gets on the phone and says, Bill, I want you to come back to Memphis. I'm going to open up a place to work out. I want you to run it for me.
Wow, what a call.
Yeah, 2 of them. And I went, okay. Now, how am I going to tell my parents that I'm not going to be a school teacher yet? I call home.
Your mom loves Elvis, right?
Yep. Yeah. I said, Dad, how you doing? He says, fine. Put Mom on the phone. So I tell him that, Mom, I know my dad wants to be a school teacher, but I just taken a job working for Elvis Presley. Mom? Mom, you there? My dad picks up the phone. He says, what'd you just tell your mother? Dad, I just told her I took a job working for Elvis Presley. Dad? Finally, everything comes around. I says, and that's all the increments in the world of being a school teacher.
Wow.
Till that night.
So you went to Europe, though?
We went to Europe.
Full contact.
Full contact. Yeah. The funny thing is, they had never worn equipment. So they're going, if you look at the picture of the Bruno Grona, they're bare-fisted, bare-handed. So they never wore equipment.
There was no equipment when you went?
No.
Okay. And
So
how'd you do?
I got lucky. But I won against Bernie Groda, 5-0, something like that.
This is in what, Germany?
Yeah, in Berlin.
Berlin.
We were fighting at Kurfürstendamm, and then we fought in a big hall called the Deutschlandhalle. Humongous. Well, it's like our football stadiums. I won there, and then we went up to North and fight in Holland. Fought up there again. So I won both my matches up there. And then came home and moved to Florida, or moved to Memphis, Tennessee, and started working for Elvis.
Yeah, that's awesome.
1974, September 14th, 1974. Now, understand, up to this point, my dad kept telling me, again, I apologize, when are you going to quit doing this shit and get a job?
Yeah. When did you get a real job?
Yeah, get a job. Dad, I love it. It's and I'm making a living teaching. You're not a school teacher. My father was a school teacher, principal in high school, so you're going to be a school teacher. I said, yeah.
Teaching Elvis Presley.
Yeah, and still get a job.
Wow.
Up until September 14th, about midnight, when you're going to quit doing this shit and get a job. I called my father after the fights were over, at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, Indiana time. Dad, I won. September 15th was the last time he said, when are you going to quit doing this and get a job?
After that, he knew you made it.
He knew I was it, yeah.
So when did the boxing glove get put on?
That night.
In 70...
It's 74.
74.
We were there. I hit the guy I fought with a back fist, I thought killed him. He does this.
With the glove on?
Yeah,
with the boxing glove?
No, safety. See, we wore safety equipment back
Okay, yeah,
then.
which is just
74 was just a safety equipment. Like this, no, it was like a cylinder.
Gotcha.
You know? And the boot was full rubber, right? And I, bam! He didn't even slow him down. I went, At that time, the only one that knew how to box was Joe. Because he'd been working with Joey Bello. And Jeff didn't know how to box. I didn't know how to box. Howard Jackson, who was a superb, great point fighter, did nothing. Because we practiced control, distancing. Right. So after the fight's over and I won, I go back to Memphis and I go, boxing. And that's where I met a guy named Joy Hadley. People don't remember Joy Hadley. If you think back 1972, the Olympics, Joy Hadley takes second place in the National Boxing Championships. He takes second place to a light heavyweight named Marvin Johnson, who was a heavyweight boxing champion. But he took second place to Marvin Johnson. But Marvin Johnson couldn't go to the Olympics because he had two broken eardrums and a broken jaw. Joy Hadley hit that hard. Wow. So I said, why not? So I called Joy up. He comes over. He trains with me for about 2 or 3 months. First thing he did, he says, okay, take your boxing stance. So I go, he said, no. If we're going to box, you got to do this. I'm game.
He said,
so I do this, do that. And he goes, bam! and down I go. And I go, what the shit? I get up and I see 3 of them. So I just go for the one in the middle.
Right.
And I'm throwing it, bam, not knowing anything at all about boxing. Kicking, spinning, and all. And he said, whoa, what are you doing? I says, you son of a, He said, just watch. Boop. I never raised a cent.
Yeah.
And so we started boxing, learning boxing techniques, learning that this is a wonderful technique for the self-defense situation when you don't have any gloves on. Or you strike with the back 2 knuckles.
Correct. But when you put
when you put a glove on, this is null and void. Yeah, now you got the jab.
So that's why you put the glove on and said, we're going to do hooks instead of ridge hands.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Because you can still do the ridge hand with the gloves on, but it's this much padding.
Right.
So it just kind of balances off. Karate techniques are fantastic barehanded.
Right. Right.
You put an 8-ounce boxing glove or a 10-ounce boxing glove.
Yeah. You can't do a palm strike.
No, you can't do a palm strike. Or you can't do a back fist. Back fist is, you hit with this whole back of your hand. So it's like your mother's backhand.
Right.
It's designed to make you mad, not hurt you.
Right. Right.
So that's what it changed it for everybody. Every one of us. Myself, Jeff Smith, Howard Jackson went into boxing. Yeah. And so did, matter of fact, Jean-Yves Thériault, 1976. I'm doing a seminar in Ottawa, Canada, for Jean Thériault. And he says, how can I get Jean-Yves to get into kickboxing? Teach him how to box. And he became superb.
He's a great boxer.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Because this doesn't do anything. And with these two knuckles, straight punch, now you got the whole glove you're hitting with.
Yep. That's awesome. So let me fast forward. So you created this Superfoot System. You're the founder of the Superfoot System, which is your art form.
My ideas.
Yeah, your art form of fighting and kicking.
Yeah.
And it's a big fitness audience here listening too. And I personally believe the kicking and punching has kept you as young as you are.
I think it has too.
Don't you? I mean, you're, years old. I'm not going to say it, but
I'm 80.
80 years old. And you're still doing the split.
Yes,
and you're still kicking.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing about it. They tell you there's some sports that you can do forever, like golf. Bull Tweety. I'm a competitor. So if we're going to play golf, we're playing from the back tees. Now, it's a 430-yard par 4. Well, my drive now is maybe 200 yards. I'm still in great shape, but it doesn't go as far as the back. Wind. Yeah, that's if I kick it.
Right.
So if it's a
downhill.
If it's a 430-yard par 4, I'm going to get bogey because I can't get there in 2.
Yeah, it's a 5 for you.
Yeah, it's a 5. So and the long holes is 595-yard par 5s. I'm going to get a 7 or an 8 maybe if I'm lucky. So that's not something you can do forever. But you play from the up tees. No, you don't.
That's not you.
I'm not playing from the ladies' tee. I don't care what you say. But martial arts, like you said, I can do the splits. I can still kick. I can still kick the top of that. So I can still train. Maybe I don't want to spar.
Right.
Because I had enough of that. I've had years and years of that. Sparring's not any fun anymore. But kicking the top of the bag is, or having you stand there, not block this, it's still hitting you when you can't block it. Right. Or using the combinations, using the splits, and go through the boxing techniques is a blast. It keeps me young. I mean, I weigh the same now that I weighed when I retired, 1980, 165.
That's impressive.
Yeah, but it's still fun. Like yourself, Shannon. I mean, you still work out
all the time.
I remember when you weighed 390, but it's still fun for us. Like now we're talking about it. We have smiles on our faces.
I can do this we're enjoying it. Yeah. We're loving it.
Yep, and it's something you can do forever.
Let me ask you this. Let's close on this question.
Okay.
Martial arts. What does that mean to you in your heart?
It means there's a way for me to train. Martial simply means war. So I'm learning techniques that maybe someday will save my life, or maybe save yours, or my wife's, or my kids. And when I was in high school, I was the most shy person you've ever seen in your life. When it came time to give a speech, I was absent that day. Oh, I get up, I forget everything. I could, in front of you, I could give the speech perfectly. All of a sudden, there's 2 of you there, forget everything. All of a sudden now, I don't mind speaking in front of thousands of people because I'm confident in myself. So it gives you the confidence. It gives you something to do forever and ever and ever and ever. Maybe my kicks are knee height, but they're still kicks. And
they're not knee height, by the way.
Well, somebody there, hey, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but I know, but it still feels great. And every day I stretch out. Every day we'll do shadow boxing. I do a Zoom class, which is the guys make me work out. We did it during COVID.
Right.
Well, COVID's over. So I said, well, okay, we're going to be done with, no.
Keep it going.
It gives us something to do the middle of the week. And we have just as many now as we had during COVID.
That's awesome.
So and I travel all over doing seminars, done several for 9-Round Fitness.
Of course.
And I have a blast. I'm having fun. Only thing I hate is to travel.
Yeah. You're traveling every week.
I
every week.
heard you have a wonderful time in Chicago a couple weekends
Well, the
ago.
airport slowed us down, but had a great time. What do you say to people that think they're just too old? You know, you probably hear this a lot. Oh, I'm too old. I'm too old. What do you say to them?
Anybody can do it. Here's fun. You can take a person, an 80-year-old person. Can he do this? Sure he can. Now do it a little faster.
Yeah.
Now do it a little faster than that. Now put your body into it. See, in boxing, there's a jab and there's a stiff jab. Well, we don't have any back fist that's not a stiff back fist.
Right.
Because you move into it, right? Well, a boxer's jab is boom, this. But a boxer's stiff jab is that. Now your body's behind it. So when we practice our back, we stepped into it, right? So this ends the fight, hopefully.
Right.
So you're 75 years old, you're 80 years old. You're not expecting, bam, right to the nose. I hit you in the nose, what happens? Your eyes water. Fight's over. And it gives you hand-eye coordination, foot-eye coordination.
Keeps your mind working, right?
Matter of fact, Parkinson's disease. Look at all those shops that are opening now for Parkinson's disease recipients. Yeah. You know, I mean, they can't do anything, but they can put the gloves on and go boom, 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 boom.
Right.
Everyone, bam, boom, 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 bam. Muscle coordination, muscle movement. There's movement involved. Anytime there's movement involved, the brain's working.
Yeah. Well, guys, the legend himself, Master Bill Superfoot Wallace. So anyone can do it. Keep kicking.
You know, the funny thing about that is, if you've never tried martial arts, the first day you learn something. The second day, you learn a little bit more.
Yep.
The third day, you go, wow, this is starting to be fun because now muscle memory, sport-specific activities. You know, if you think about it, people that warm up, it'll take 15 or 20 minutes to do that. You go to a boxing gym, watch guys, they do this for 15 or 20 minutes, circle, hip circle. What's wrong? Bam, 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 bam.
There's the warm-up, right?
There's your, what warms the heart up?
Blood flow.
Blood flow keeps it going. So that's nice, simple, easy movement. And anybody can do it, especially you guys.
Anybody can do it. Hey, if you want more cool interviews like this, subscribe to the channel. I got another cool interview right here. Check it out.